What's up everybody and welcome to Bricks and Toys. Today we are tackling another one of the retired sets I bought for under $200 at the end of April. I think this might be, no, there's one more after this. But for today's build, we are slowly chipping away at the giant ice cube that is, can I collect all of the Creator Expert advanced models and icons vehicles ever made? And I think I'm going to be able to do it, everybody, because, well, a few of them, they didn't have a high resale value. So because of that, we're going to make it, I think. There's still a Ferrari F40 somewhere in the ether calling my name. And when I call back, Ferrari F40, where are you? I hear, too much money. And I'm like, okay, never mind, another day. As you guys can tell, as the year 2024 goes on, money and everything is dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. We're not balling out no more like we did when we started the channel. And I've also kind of put my reins on the channel as what the hell is the point of doing a build that cost a crap ton of money to only get 11 views? So between everything, Ferrari F40, I hear you calling, but not yet. In the terms of the Ferrari F40 though, I do want to announce, and I'm going to talk about it in I think the video after this where I talk about what's coming in July, we are getting a Lamborghini Countach. So I am super excited about that. But let's get to today's build from 2014. Now this being a 2014 build, I was really scared of the price tag, but it's no Ferrari F40, it's a Mini Cooper. And let's introduce it. So we have the Creator Expert Mini Cooper 10242 for the 16 and up crowd back then. 1,077 pieces. Now this set sold in 2014 in August. It retired exactly 365 days later in 2015 in August. And it sold originally for $100. Now, can anybody guess how much I paid for this set? Well, let's review the box, and we'll let you guys try to figure it out, and we'll come back around to it. As we can see here, looking at the front of the box, it looks like it comes with a picnic basket. That's pretty dope. We got the expert packaging from the time. We see that with like the Palace Cinema Lego set. It looks like the roof comes off. What other one did I do? The VW Beetle, I think from 2016, that had the roof come off so you can see inside of it. Overall, it's really pictured nicely on the box. I'm going to be curious to see what's all sticker elements. Looks like the Mini logo is going to be sticker element. Also back here is going to be another one. Just looking at the box, you know what? I think it looks pretty freaking sick. One thing that I do notice is this big old honking sticker. $49.99 right there up at the top. And you know what that tells me? Combine that with a cross mark on the barcode. Some lucky little bastard went and bought this when it retired in August 2015 or somewhere around that time for 50 bucks. 50% off. And then they sold it to me. For how much? Remember, we're going to come back and talk about that. So that's the front of the box. Let's take a look at the top. We got a one-to-one of the wheels, and like with Creator Experts that we don't see anymore, we have the parts list. Coming along to the side, we have another profile that matches the front of the box. We got the manufacturing areas, and again, don't eat the Lego set. Coming over to this side, we have a back angle, a side angle, and a front angle of the set. Pretty standard stuff. On the bottom of the box, we got the Legal Eagles and that scratched off barcode. We had the Lego logo, we got the car, and then we got the real car from the 60s. This is the version that's built in Britain, not the German pretending to be a British car made by BMW that we all know and we see a million of on the streets. And they all have really bad resale value. Anyway, taking a look at the back of the box. Man, we have a lot going on. We have a sticker over our picnic over here. Don't know what that's all about, but there would be a picnic picture right down here. We have the roof off with the doors open, hood open, another roof off with the doors open. The seats fold forward so you can get passengers in the rear. Looks like we're going to have a spare tire in the boot, and we can also put our picnic in the boot as well. We have another angle of the car with the doors open on the countryside. So that is our box. Now, who is ready to say how much I paid for this set? $194. I paid $170 plus $25 in shipping. Well, $24 and some change, for a total of about $194 to $195. Wow. So to the lucky cuss out there who paid $50 US or whatever that is in your country, and you charged me $170, you made $120 after sitting 10 years on a Lego set. And you know what I have to say about that? This is what I have to say about that right here. 10 years of saving it in a box just to be opened up anyway. Now, let's unbox the set. Well, finish unboxing it. Okay, so here is the pour that I just did. I'm already going to say there's 3 bags total in this set, and probably 2 of 1, 3 of 2, and like 3 of 3 or some combination like that. It's a creator expert, you know the deal. That's why I didn't make a big deal about doing the pour up close. I thought it would be more funnier to do the pour to where everybody can see my response to what I think about holding on to Lego sets for 10 years. So let's count on our bags. We got a 1, we got a 3, we got another 1, we got our first 2, our second 2, our second 3, our third 2, and our third 3. 2 1s, 3 2s, 3 3s. There's your bags, 8 in total. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Now let's bring over our books. Let's take a look at our books. Well, we got 2 different types of stickers. Looks like some of the Mini Cooper stuff is on the reflective sticker pattern, and the other is on the traditional white. We're probably going to have a dozen or so license plates with this set, like we normally do. Let's go ahead, let's get that ripped open. God, I love opening up 10-year-old sets, and they're all freshy fresh. Okay, there we go. We're out of there. And now let's take a look. So yeah, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different license plates and some other on and in type stickers along with these. That's our stickers. We're going to have 2 books in this set, which is kind of odd for the vehicle. Okay, so we obviously have no QR codes. This goes back 10 years. Starting off with our first book, there is nothing to do with the car like we see in the modern icons days. It is important to note the book shows like that, but it displays like that. That classic yellow and blue background. Coming all the way to the back of the book, we can see we have 47 steps and 64 pages. And that leads us in the book too. And hey, there's a Palace Cinema as well as the restaurant. So then we go into our second book, and we're going to get an idea where this pops in at. This is going to pop in at bag number 3. So number 3 alone is its own book. 2 and 1 is its own book. Now let's see where that takes us. That's going to take us a total of 76 steps and 51 more pages. So just a hair over 110 steps or around that point to get the Mini Cooper built. So that is the Mini Cooper in a nutshell from 2014. Up next is the review. I'm actually going to take a few days off and I'm going to build this because I'm actually a huge fan of these creator icon, whatever the hell you want to call them, vehicles. I think if I was to sell my entire Lego collection tomorrow, I would keep like the UCS and the big time Clone Wars stuff of my Star Wars collection, and I would probably sell everything else off but my Speed Champions and these icons cars. I really love these cars. These cars were the reason that I originally got into Lego, besides Star Wars. So I may seem a little sarcastic. I'm just being a bitter little Sally because I just want my day in the sun of where I can sit there and go, look at me, I held onto a box for 10 years and I get to make $100. Woo! It's not there yet. I've only been doing this for a year and a half. Well, 18 months to be exact. So with that one, everybody, here's that review. Okay, everybody, let's start the review of the Mini Cooper from 2014. One really cool thing about this is the side build of a picnic basket with blanket and a water cooler. I think this water cooler build is quite simplistic, but yet really cool. We have a picnic basket with a loaf of bread, 2 different shades of cheese, which are represented by cheese slices, and 2 little chalices for the water or wine. And then we have a really cool little blanket. Isn't that just a crazy thing to see on a Lego set? Well, back then, they did things like that. Pushing all this off to the side, we have the vehicle. Let's bring that on in. Let's start going over this vehicle. So, like I've said before, this is the classic Mini Cooper, not the modern British one or German one made by BMW. This is the one that's made in Britain. As far as printed elements go, this whole stripe down the side is printed. And one really cool thing to note, because I've said it already in this year's videos on the Speed Champions, is how weird is it to have to put a sticker on a printed element that already exists? Well, guess what, guys? They did it in 2014. This is a sticker element on both sides put on top of these printed elements. So, well, I guess, even though I was saying that I've never seen it before, well, guess what? I would have seen it if I would have built this before I built those new 2024 sets. Coming around to the back of the vehicle, we have the boot. And we have a pretty freaking large boot. And what we are supposed to do with this boot is take our accoutrements for our picnic and slide them on in. And then we take our water, put our water in there, okay? And then we take our blanket, we fold it, and we fold it one more time, and then we shove that in there. And what I like to do, because I've seen that this works best, is after you get the blanket in there, you kind of move the handle of the picnic basket up as high as you can. That way you can fully close the trunk and not have a gap. If you do it the other way around, the trunk will be open and you will have a gap. Now let's take a look at the back of the car. We got this really cool chromy Technic elements to make this. We have some red light here. We have an exhaust pipe down there. We have our tail lights. I'm guessing this is a fueler right there. 2 sticker elements. I went with the Connecticut Tom 986 sticker because, well, when I think of Tom DeLonge of Blink-182, one of my favorite bands. I figured, you know what, I'm going to go with that. We do have a standard window element seen on all of these Creator Expert cars like the Mustang and stuff. For the back window, they made it work. And let's go back to the side profile so we can see how they make that work. For the front windscreen and the back windscreen, we got these sticker elements here and here to kind of shadow in the windows. The windows are made of different types of panes, but the pillar techniques are pretty much the same. The roof does come off. We'll get to that in a minute, just like it does on the VW Bug, so you get a good look at the interior. The doors work with the traditional 1x2 hinge elements, just like that. I do like the mirrors having the smoked glass element. I think that's really cool. And I like the little roller skate to resemble the door handle. We got this nice little railing down here for the bottom of the car. Really nice. And these would typically be other windscreen elements for other types of builds, like in Star Wars or an ATV or boat. But here they're used as a fender well for the car, so that's a really nice technique. Another technique worth noting is these elements here and here for the wheels. Those are used on the SUVs of the Speed Champions, and here they are used with a full-size build like this car. Well, if not the Speed Champions, they've definitely made another scaled-down part to fit those, but I'm pretty sure that's the same element in a different color. Taking a look at the front of the car, and is it stunning? Here we have the rally lights down here, and then the front headlights with the marker lights. We got 7 grille elements with a sticker element right there. Our license plate, Tom, again, right there. We do have an opening hood where we can see the engine right inside. Nothing too major to note, some just good part usage. Coming around, back to the side. You know what? Same thing as the other side. Everything is parallel on this build. Looking at the bottom, well, you know what, guys? That reminds me of something I forgot to mention. So, as we would expect from most vehicles of this era, Technic chassis. That has not changed in over 10 years. But if we do look, we do got this weird little plate right here. And that is because, if we open this up, there's actually a spare tire buried and hidden down in the trunk. I don't really know how you get to it without taking apart the whole dang vehicle. I should have figured that out before the review. Well, guys, guess what? There's a spare tire in there. Now, looking at the roof, well, the roof's just a bunch of white elements. This would be a set you would not want to get near the sun, but it does come off, and it does attach here and here. I do have a sticker sheet in here because, well, there's no extra tiles to make these plates. There is a lot of 1x1 little plating elements to make the checker pattern on the seats. And that steering wheel is a wee bit too large for the car, and it kind of blocks out the gauge cluster and everything. But we have a stick shift that runs into it and an e-brake right next to it. And then we get another look at the seats. Really simple interior, but I really love the pattern work that went in with the dark tan, light tan, and the white. Now, to put everything back together, I'm just going to drop my sticker sheet in, and then I'm going to attach the roof on those two studs on each side, back here, just like that. And that, everybody, is the review of the Mini Cooper. Bringing a close to today's video with some final thoughts about it. You know what? The only thing that really comes to mind is the price. Again, I'm on the losing end of this deal, and I keep saying that it sucks to be on the losing end, but you know what, guys? I'm on the losing end. I would have really preferred to have been the person back in 2015 who caught it on the shelves going out for 50 bucks, but I'm the guy who was on the losing end on eBay who paid $194.95 bucks for it. But you know what? On the positive side of it, maybe to modern Lego Day prices, I paid what it would have sold for new in 2024. Who knows? No, actually, I know Lego wouldn't do us that bad. They didn't do us that bad on the Corvette last year. They probably wouldn't do it this year. But it would probably be 130, 140 bucks nonetheless with modern day prices. But with that being said, do I have any regrets on the pricing? No, I just regret being on the losing end of not being the person who bought it 9 years ago. But with that, guys, this is actually a really cool freaking build. I mean, it's a classic Mini Cooper built out of Lego. I think 10 years ago, if I would have seen this come out, I would have lost my crap over it, just like I kind of am getting excited for the Countach. It's just really freaking cool. The Fiats were cool, but I mean, they were not as cool as this. Like, this is really freaking cool. And one really unique thing about this build when you do build it is you do get that classic sense of, you know, adult or 16 and older Lego sets that were 2014, 2013 era. You know, you got the classic blue and yellow instruction manual. Sometimes you got to take an extra minute to stare at a step to make sure you read the page right because it doesn't spell it out for you like how they do in modern Lego. You know, it's really cool that they were able to do a vehicle like this with what they had back then, and it just works really nice, and I'm excited to welcome this one home to the collection. I know we have one more to do this month, and that's going to be the T2, which is the first Icons vehicle ever made after they went from Expert to Icons, so I'm super excited to bring that one in, and then we will only have the Stud Bug and the Ferrari F40, and well, the one coming out in July, so we're almost to the point of having all of the vehicles. So with that, everybody, if you don't have this set and you're on the fence about it, yes, it's getting expensive. I think it's shot up $40 or $50 in the last year that I've been scoping it out, but it's a really freaking cool build. I mean, it's a classic Mini Cooper out of Lego. I mean, this is cool. And the part usage is really, really smart for the time that it came out. So with that, everybody, that does it for today's video. If you guys want to support the Lego channel, there's two ways to do so. Right down below, there's a little donate button. Helps us get Lego sets just like this and fund the Lego channel. If that's not really your thing, you guys can hit the subscribe button and follow along with everything that we do here. Subscribing doesn't cost anything, and it also supports the channel. As usual, like and share the video with your friends. Comment your thoughts down below. Were you one of the lucky cusses that got it for 50 bucks, or maybe you got it for 100 back in the day and you're glad that you did? Let me know your thoughts about the set. Up next on the channel, we're going to be talking about the July outlook. And, well, it's not outlooking too well. July is probably going to be one of the worst months for the channel. And I know I've said that a lot, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be. So if you guys want to see what's going to happen in July, be sure to check out that video up next. Thank you so much for watching, and you all have an excellent rest of your day.